This is tutorial 2 for CIVIL3D Field to Office procedure, an update of the process. After the end of the first tutorial, which was locking the brake lines, we now want to create a surface using our relevant information. As you can see here, I've gone ahead and created and finished all of the relevant line work that needed to be done. After that has been completed, I would then go over to my surfaces, create a surface, call it tin. For this example, I'm actually going to show it and show existing 0.1s and triangles to show any obvious errors that may have picked up any points to create the surface that I don't want. So I've gone in there. I'm now going to LA freeze so I can just see my brake line layer. So if we expand the surfaces all the way out, we'll see brake lines. There I can add this brake line. Click OK. And then if I LA thaw, you'll see here I've got a surface that is only of my brake lines. I actually want to add my point group. In the point group there's a contourable point group. We're going to actually apply that to it as well. And as you can see now, it has created contours all the way, including the RSN all the way down there. Now we don't really want to show all the contours to that, so there's actually a specific contour boundary label. We can just create a polyline and have your polyline go pretty much to where you want the contours to be shown, and in that you can actually show a boundary. It'll be called outer. Click OK, select it, and then our contours are actually just showing to that outer boundary. See our brake lines have been incorporated in here. There's actually contours going through my building footprint here. What I've pre-done was actually clicked on the boundary. If I click on it, I've actually created a polyline around the footprint of that building. With that, I'm actually going to create a boundary on that, and we're going to call it hide. That way it'll hide any contours that I don't want going through my building. Now I'm pretty happy with those contours. You may need to spend a bit more time finding out and having a look around and adjusting your contours. Once I'm happy with that surface, I'll then change my surface style to okay. Now we are going to change the contours to just show our half meter contours. Right clicking on the tin field, going to properties and changing contours existing half meter. Apply that and go OK. Now actually showing the top of curb and a bit of the center line of the road. That I'm now quite happy with those contours. Anything additional, obviously you can create extra points should you need by actually putting in the code XX. XX will come in, you can amend, and that'll actually become it'll become a hiding point anyway once it's been processed. So now that we're happy with the contours here, we can then actually go to annotate and add labels to our surface. We're going to create contours multiple. So we've got existing major and minor. We can go add here. So for instance, we're going to show the contours there. We can do that again here, and in the backyard we might want to show these contours. And there you have it. So once we're happy with those contours, we can then, now we're up to exporting it to ACAD. So what we want to do is we can go home, freeze off that layer. It's actually the current layer, so change it onto 0. We'll freeze that layer. What we need to do now is change the hierarchy of the point group. So I actually only want to show a code for the tree, and we don't want to show any codes whatsoever for the -999s. And to do that, you go to the point group, go to properties, make sure all points is on the very bottom. You go apply and go OK. You see the points have gone there, and therefore we have only got codes for the tree. That tree's actually doubled up, so we've got an issue in there. I'm going to quickly fix that and show you how to fix that. Going to edit points. In my point editor, there's a reason there's a tree that's in the wrong height. So these two trees we've got here and here, for some reason they're not in the correct height. We can go to edit, make it -899. If I close that, we points, and we go to point group and go update. We've now got our tree just with the code. No information for the building corners, which we don't want to go through to be processed for drafting. And there you have it. Next, you need to just make sure, if you have changed the scale down here, annotation scale, you need to change it back to 1:100. Make sure any edited points that you have actually changed, they're actually going to their appropriate spot layer. That's really important. To have a quick double check of your contours. And once you've done that, you then, to export, you need to highlight your whole job. Click on the CIVIL3D icon in the top left-hand corner, go Export, DWG 2013, and then export that to the appropriate job folder for the civil, and press save. I won't do it for this one. But that should then give you the 2 tutorials and the process of running your fieldbook file, field to office procedure,